Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. The UMP Modifieds come to the Volusia Speedway Park. We are live on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page. We are live on Ultimate Dirt TV's Facebook page, live on Ultimate Dirt TV's YouTube and Twitch channel as we get set for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. From the Volusia Speedway Park, Brett Wheeler in the booth alongside Stephen McMillan to bring you the coverage of tonight's race. And Stephen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV's booth, but welcome into the Volusia Speedway Park for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. Are you excited? Stephen? I think he's having those issues where...
I am having issues. Yes, I'm very excited.
All right, I'll tell you what you do. You know what to do with the same thing you do as Discord? Apologise that. Stephen McMillan going to get those issues sorted out, but the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series comes to the Volusia Speedway Park. We've got another good field of 15 drivers. I think that's nearly 16 drivers, almost 16 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight's race. Of course, the man on top of the speed charts at the moment in the practice session. We are going to have our qualifying here in just a moment. Stephen, welcome back.
Thank you, sir. Glad to be here with you.
Well, something different for you. UMP Modifieds at the Volusia Speedway Park. Of course, you run your own modified series, but what are you expecting here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park? Are you going to see some 2 and 3 wide action?
I think you could. I think you can see some 2 and 3 wide action. I mean, it's a small field, so there should be some good racing going on, I would say.
Yeah, look, don't take away from the smallish field here. 16 drivers that have signed into the pit area. We are just waiting on race control to do the quick drivers briefing, and then we are going to roll it over into the qualifying test. And of course, a big thanks to TeamVLR.com and of course Schaeffer's Oil, the primary sponsor of course the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. And well, we want to thank those guys for allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover the action here today. Of course, Virtual Racing Network unable to bring you tonight's coverage, so we stepped in and we're happy just to be here on this Thursday evening. Of course, a big thanks to Ultimate Dirt TV sponsors and partners. You can find them on our website. Head over to www.ultimatedirttv.com. From there, you can check out our Facebook page, our YouTube, our Twitch channels as well. So don't forget to hit the like and follow button. Like, shares, follows, all that good stuff on the Ultimate Dirt TV page will come up on the top of the video. Of course, a big thanks to our partners, Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder Racing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. Stephen, it's hopefully we're going to see a good show. Last time that I was covering the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series was at the Lima Motorsports Park, where I believe, I'm trying to think who won that one, but it was a mere case of about 6 1/1000 of a second. And well, let's hope that we're going to see that sort of finish here tonight.
Yes, sir. And there's a lot of great drivers in this field. I mean, so this should be some great action going on.
So right now, Hayden Cardwell sits at the top of the speed charts for this practice session with a 16.901. Drew Hopkins will sit second quick with a 16.935. JD Brown will sit third quick with a 16.981. Those are the only 3 drivers that have broken into the 16-second bracket. Everybody else into the 17s, and a little over 0.8 of a second separate Hayden Cardwell, who sits position 1, and our 16th runner at the moment. Of course, Eric Huff was actually sort of a late entry into the service, so yeah, didn't get out to go out on the racetrack on a freshish track. But just looking at some of the times right now, some of these drivers are doing, like the likes of Dustin Hall, a 17.884, and when you compare that to Eric Huff's time with a 17.726, I mean, he's already shown that he's coming out. He's on the money as well, and I mean anyone can take this one out. But looking at the list of drivers that are in this one, surely Hayden Cardwell is going to be a hot price favourite here tonight.
I would say so. I know he's been strong in my league, so I expect him to be awesome tonight.
All right, I believe there is the driver's briefing going on in the background. So we are not too far away from this practice session. I was actually just wondering what that noise was. I could hear some people talking, and then I realised I've actually got this up on my phone. So I apologise if that came through the microphone, and if anyone caught a second piece of that. So Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, UMP Modifieds here at the Volusia Speedway Park. The checkered flag has just been thrown down here on this warm-up session. Now we start to roll into qualifying, and then we'll run into some heat races. I believe there'll be 2 heat races of 8. And then, of course, the drivers, after the heat races, they'll have about a 30-second or 1 minute warm-up session. And then, of course, they will roll straight into the main event. Let's take a look at some of the drivers that are coming out onto the racetrack. And, well, one of those first cars in car number 7. There's car 68, Darren Little. But there is the man that was number 1. Come the end of that practice session, we'll see how he fares up with Darren Little. Darren Little in car number 68. And each driver going to grab 2 laps around this Volusia Speedway Park. A big half a mile. It's almost like a D-shaped track, Stephen.
It is. It's more of a D shape, a dog leg, what some people will call it, on the back straightaway. But it does provide with some high speeds.
As times start to come through now, of course, Hayden Cardwell, 17.501. Darren Little with a 17.732. Jarrett Murphy on screen in car number 25, sits position 5. He gets shuffled down to position 6. We'll see if we can improve on his lap time. No, 17.798 is going to be his quickest. Troy Dow rolling out on the racetrack along with Joshua Johnson. There is Chris Beck in the 2C car. Chris Beck on the racetrack, and I think we might have had one more late entry, so it looks like we might have 17 drivers signed into the pit area for tonight. As Chris Beck looking to get his first lap in, 17.776, of course, still the man to beat is Hayden Cardwell with a 17.501, looking for a clean sweep here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Joshua Johnson in the 117 car on the racetrack right now. Hope you all enjoy the coverage here on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page, and also on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch pages as well. 17 cars. We did have one more late entry. Joshua Johnson, 16th quick with an 18.145. Looking to improve. He will not improve on that one. Troy Dow, 13th, make that 14th quick with a 17.917. Chris Beck just pulled up on the racetrack. Greg Perkins in the 04 with a 17.842. That's Stephen, the man so far in position number 1, and he's got it by over a tenth. Hayden Cardwell with a 17.422.
You know, this guy seems like anything he's in, he's fast, and he's up front. So, he'll definitely be the one to watch.
Looking at some other drivers onto the racetrack. JD Brown in the 14 car, excuse me. 014 in the server, but 14, the custom number on the side of that machine, and that's a nice looking blue, I must say. I do like that kind of blue with the white and black on it. He sits 3rd quick with a 17.695. Eric Cuff rolling around in the number 5 car, again black and white, just a simple paint scheme, and I do like the look of that number 5 car. He sits 6th quick. Jason Minot going to be the final car to put in a lap here at the Volusia Speedway Park for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. 13th quick with a 17.900. A 17.900. That about wraps us up here for qualifying. Stephen, Hayden Cardwell, well, of course, we spoke about him in the warm-up or the pre-warm-up show. No doubt about it, he is certainly the man to beat and certainly making a name, and certainly going to not take this one lightly. He's the man to beat.
That's right. You know, you got Jordan Casey in 2nd with the 17.545. He's fast too. So
Yeah, well, I mean, you say Jordan Casey's fast. Yeah, we know he's fast, but right now, at the moment in qualifying, of course, qualifying different kettle of fish to what it is when racing. It's one thing to be a good qualifier, but in order to really showcase what you can do, you need to be fast in the race as well. You need to be fast racing around people. I mean, Hayden Cardwell's shown that time and time again that, he's got, both the skill talent-wise, to be a fast qualifier and to be a good racer. And in fact, thinking back to that Lima Land race that I covered the last time for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, he might have won it by that 6/1000 of a second, or he got second in that race. So he's no stranger to being on the podium. And no doubt that he'll be looking to make the top step of the podium here tonight at the Volusia Speedway Park.
and that almost wraps up qualifying. We got just a few more seconds left.
Well, this qualifying session is done. 1 through to 17. Hayden Cardwell, Jordan Casey, JD Brown, Drew Hopkins, and Darren Littoral will make up your top 5. Eric Cuff, Chris Beck, Jarrett Murphy, Greg Perkins, and Zach Rounds will make up your top 10. Zach Jenkins, Dustin Hall, Jason Minat, Josh Ray, Trey Dow, Daniel Dow, and Joshua Johnson. 17 cars lay down a qualifying lap here at the Volusia Speedway Park. It's time for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series Heat Race number 1. Let's take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid for the opening heat of the night. The way they line up like this, Hayden Cardwell in car number 7 will start on pole. On the outside of the front row in the number 14 car is J.D. Brown. Second row inside, car number 68, Darren Littoral starts position 3. Starting position 4 in the 2C will be Chris Beck. Lining up position number 5 in the 04 will be Greg Perkins. Out of position 6, car number 62 of Zach Jenkins. Lining up position 7, car number 14 of Jason Minat with Trey Dow in car number 2, starting position number 8. Making up this 9-car field in position number 9, the 117 car of Joshua Johnson. Stephen, quickly before we go into the first of two 8-lap heat races. Again, a bold prediction here for heat race number 1.
Well,
And
since you're going to let me
you
pick
can't
first, and I can't pick.
you can't pick Cardwell.
All right, I'll go with Darren Littoral.
All right, good stuff. I'm going to go with JD Brown in this one. Now, this is to finish second because we all know Hayden Cardwell has got some super speed under that hood and in the cockpit of that race car. Here we go, 8 laps. The Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series is green heat race number 1 here at the Volusia Speedway Park. And well, no surprise with Hayden Cardwell getting the jump on the field. But we look at the battle on for second and third. Here comes Darren Little up on the inside on J.D. Brown. Chris Beck sitting back there in position 4. Then you go back to the 04 car of Greg Perkins. Nearly 3 wide through turn number 3 and 4, but still side by side between J.D. Brown as Brown going to clear away from Darren Little going into turn number 1 and 2.
As you still see, Darren Littoral trying to fight back on the bottom of J.D. Brown, but J.D. Brown's going to have the momentum coming off the high side. A little bit of contact with Darren Littoral and Chris Beck as they're bunched up in the back. They're 3 wide back there.
Yeah, some good 3-wide action here. The 04 car of Greg Perkins right through the middle. He's got Zach Jenkins, Jason Minat there as well. Troy Down not too far away, and Joshua Johnson as well. So these final 5 positions right now are certainly up for grabs. Look at, I believe that might be the Dow brothers in the same looking skins right there. The 62 car. Oh, in fact, that's Zach Jenkins. But they're still going to go 2 and nearly 3 wide once again. Very identical cars. There's a little contact. Almost Greg Perkins got a little out of shape and 3 wide again. This track right now, it's not all that wide, but it's still wide enough to go 3 wide.
It is. It's very racy right now. Very racy. As you see, I mean, look at them. Side by side, and here it comes exiting turn 3 wide almost. Troy Dow. Wow. Y'all got some action to watch tonight, folks.
Yeah, no shortage of action. And meanwhile, back up to the second and third place runner, JD Brown, starting to feel the heat from Darren Literal right now. I did pick JD Brown to run second here. Of course, we all know Hayden Cardwell starting on the pole. He was quickest in practice, quickest in qualifying, and he's just rolling that car down to the bottom in turn 3. He's up to the top of the racetrack on the exit of turn number 4 as he just gets the white flag. So the D1RT entry, the number 7 car of Hayden Cardwell, who leads down the back straight away. JD Brown sits in second, Darren Literal in third. Then we go back to Chris Beck, Zach Jenkins, Troy Dow. But out of turn number 4, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your heat number 1 winner. And that number 7 car, Hayden Cardwell, gets the job done from JD Brown, Darren Literal, Chris Beck, Zach Jenkins, Troy Dow, and the rest of the field. I didn't get to do that. But heat race number 1 is complete. The second heat race on the night for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, presented by TeamVLR.com and on the Ultimate Dirt TV, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch pages as well. Let's take a look at the Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid.
All right, on your front row is the 442, or the 42 of Jordan Casey. On his outside will be Drew Hopkins. On your second row inside is Eric Hugh. On the outside of Eric Hugh will be Jarrett Murphy. On your third row will be Zach Rounds, and outside of him be Dustin Hall. Bring up your last row will be Josh Ray and Daniel Dow.
Well, we've just seen Hayden Cardwell dominate heat race number 1. Now, of course, who's going to pick up the win for heat race number 2 and start on the outside of the front row?
Well, I will go with Drew Hopkins. Who are you going to go with?
Seeing as though we can't pick the guy on the pole, I'm going to go with Zach Rounds.
Alrighty. As lights are out, they'll be going green this time for 8 laps.
It's only 4 miles to get the job done. Tell you what, that Swindell Speed Lab number 42 looks good on the inside of the front row. I like myself a bit of green colour.
That's right, and it looks awesome as the pace truck is coming to turn 4, fixing to pull in. And green flags out. Jordan Casey gets the jump on the bottom. Drew Hopkins will fall in behind. Going into turn number 1. A little bit of contact with Eric Hugh and the 25 of Jarrett Murphy as he falls back to 5th. Eric Hugh at 3rd, Drew Hopkins in 2nd. It's some good racing going on as you see 25 of Jarrett Murphy trying to get in the battle for 4th place as 27 Zach Rounds and Eric Hughes is battling for 3rd.
Yeah, Rounds working the bottom side of the racetrack. 2 laps in the books here for heat race number 2. Your leader, Jordan Casey. Drew Hopkins sits in 2nd. Eric Huff in 3rd. Jarrett Murphy side by side with the 27 car. That is Zach Rounds. So a good battle for 4th and 5th going on at the moment. And right in behind them, the 331 car. That's Dustin Hall, followed by Josh Ray and Daniel Dow. Here goes Murphy. He went from the outside to the inside, down low into turn number 1 and 2. Up running run above the slick part of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2 into 3 and 4. He's going to go right through the middle of turn number 3 and 4. Nearly a shade of 3-wide action. Huff, Hopkins, and Jarrett Murphy. Zach Rounds, who I thought might have been a little bit faster here tonight. Unfortunately, he's just stuck right in the mid-pack at this stage. And we'll see what he can do in that Elite 7, number 27 car. As Eric Huff now trying to dive down low on Drew Hopkins into turn number 3 and 4.
As you know, earlier in the race, you know, when there was a little bit of contact with Zach Rounds and Eric Hughes and Jarrett Murphy when they first went out, and he's just been stuck there in 5th place. But you see Eric Hughes trying to gain some ground on Drew Hopkins for 2nd. They're searching for that speed as Eric Hughes will go on the middle groove as you see Drew Hopkins run the bottom. But meanwhile, Jordan Casey is just pulled away in this field.
Yes, a 1.5 second lead to make that 1.66 second lead for the final lap here in the heat race number 2, the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series. So into turn number 3 and out of turn number 4, the Swindell Speed Lab number 42 car of Jordan Casey goes to victory lane here in heat race number 2. Second are going to be Drew Hopkins, Eric Huff in third, Jarrett Murphy close fourth, with Zach Rounds, Dustin Hall, Josh Ray, and Daniel Dow make up heat race number 2. Now, I've been told that we are going to send these drivers onto the racetrack for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, so they'll get a little bit of a practice session here. And then, of course, we're going to get straight into tonight's 60-lap main... in fact, it's going to be a 30-lap main event. It'll show 60 on the board, but 30 green...
Caution laps did not count.
Yeah, 30 green flag laps. So, again, make sure you check out Schaeffer's Oil. Give them a like, give them a follow on all their social media pages. Again, we are live on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page. Make sure you hit the like and follow button on the TeamVLR.com Facebook page. If you're watching on there, you can head over to Ultimate Dirt TV. From there, you can click on our social media pages, of course, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, which is live streaming to all 3. So give us a like, give us a follow, give us a sub on YouTube. Get to hit the follow button on our Twitch channel as well. There is that practice session. It was a nice, quick, easy one. As we move into tonight's 30-lap main event for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, it is time to take a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports starting grid. Starting on pole for your 30-lap main event tonight in car number 7, and looking for a clean sweep out tonight will be Hayden Cardwell. Looking to spoil that clean sweep on the outside of the front row in the number 442 car will be Jordan Casey. Starting position number 3 in the 014 car will be JD Brown, with Drew Hopkins in the 157 starting position number 4. Position 5 going to be the 68 car of Darren Little, out of position 6, the number 5 of Eric Huff. Starting position 7, the 02 of Chris Beck, lines up alongside car number 25, Jarrett Murphy, out of position number 8. Out of position number 9, car number 62, car of Zach Jenkins. Out of position 10, the 27 of Zach Rounds. Trey Dow in the number 2 car will start position 11. Dustin Hall in the 331 will start position number 12. Position 13 going to be the 14 car of Jason Bynat. Out of position 14, the 77 of Josh Ray. Starting position 15 in the 04 will be Greg Perkins. Out of position 16, the 21 car of Daniel Dow. With your final starter in the 117 car, starting position 17, is Joshua Johnson. Stephen, again, a quick prediction. Now, take note, we can't pick Hayden Cardwell or Jordan Casey. Who's going to be highest finisher?
I'm going to go with JD Brown. How about that, the 14?
So you stole my pick again. Okay, that's fine. Well, this is a tough field. You know what? I'm gonna go an outsider. I think it's a sleeper in this field. I'm gonna say Darren Littoral.
It's a good choice too.
Certainly experienced when it comes to these UMP modifieds. Again, the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, live from the Volusia Speedway Park. Ladies and gentlemen, it is showtime. We are getting set for 30 laps on the board, and let's get 30 for 30. Green flag is out, and we're underway in your main event for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series with, of course, Hayden Cardwell, Jordan Casey, 1 and 2, into turn number 1 and 2 with JD Brown in the blue car, looking up on the inside of the 42 car. That's JD Brown working inside on Jordan Casey. Casey's going to get the run on the top side of the racetrack now. Here comes the 157 car of Drew Hopkins, that orange and white and grey black, number 157 on the outside, side by side for second and third. But here comes Jordan Casey down to the inside into 3 and 4, poking a nose in front of the number 7 car, letting him know that he is right there to make a move if the 7 car of Hayden Cardwell will make a mistake.
You know, I'm watching the back of the field, and let me tell you, it's very racy in the back. I've been watching Tor Dow and Zach Jenkins going at it.
Well, as I said, there is action all over the racetrack right now. JD Brown, Eric Huff sit positions 4 and 5 as they work the outside of the racetrack, and we've got a car around turns number 1 and 2. In fact, we've got a couple of cars. We've got the 21 of Daniel Dow, Joshua Johnson, and Jason Minot. What better way to take a look at your replay than have a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay right now. We're keeping an eye on the number 14 car, Jason Minot. He was one of the cars involved in this caution. Oh, contact there with Dustin Hall. Then he come up again. And right in front of us here in turn number 1 and 2. And of course, yeah, Joshua Johnson in the 117 car as well. He was sort of an innocent party in that one. Just checked up. And Daniel Dow, 21 car as well. He was involved in that one. Of course, we'll see if we can get a look at your Black Diamond Motorsports onboard camera. And let's take a look at that with Daniel Dow. Sorry, Jason Minot in the number 14 car. So thanks to Black Diamond Motorsports for the onboard camera shots.
And we got 3 laps down. 27 to go, 3 laps down.
In fact, here's the incident again here from the onboard shot for Dustin Hall in the 331. You see Minot just come up just a little bit. Hall sort of had nowhere to go, and then again the two making contact in turn number 1 and 2.
Lots are out on the pace track.
As we come back to the live picture, so 3 in the books with 27 laps to go. Of course, we're running why 7 of 60. Well, they've put 60 on the board, but of course, that's just in case we get a couple of yellow flags. Now, there is a program out there that I believe Race Spot incorporated to not get the yellow laps counting, but I believe that iRacing are coming up with a solution to have yellows not count. Of course, that's going to do us a world of good here on the dirt side of things. Green flag. He's back out onto the racetrack. Hayden Cardwell, Jordan Casey, 1 and 2. Once again through turn number 1 and 2. JD Brown and Drew Hopkins side by side. Then Darren Little closing in the number 68 car. Holds on to position 5. He's got Eric Huff in behind him, along with the 27 car, Zach Brown. So Zach Brown's making some news early on in this feature event. Of course, he was a little bit stuck in that heat race, but now, right now, in tonight's feature event, he's made his way to position number 6, and, well, he could be another one of these sleeper cars. The number 2 car, it looks like Troy Dow, who was caught on the top side of the racetrack on the entry into turn number 3. As we go into turn number 1 and 2 right now, rounds up on the outside of Jarrett Murphy for about 6 and 7.
I mean, there's action still all around this track. But, you know, our picks, your pick, Darren Literal. I mean, Darren's going pretty good, trying to work that high side as he's trying to figure out a way to get around J.D. Brown and Drew Hopkins. He's just paying some attention. But look at this. This is going to be side-by-side action with Hayden Cardwell and Jordan Casey. But Cardwell will slide up in front of Casey coming out turn 4.
This is unbelievable. These drivers are so close. We've seen Casey get to the outside in 1 and 2 on Cardwell. We'll see if he gets to the inside. No, Cardwell going to continue to lead. But look at the pack behind him right now. Drew Hopkins, J.D. Brown, Darren Literal, Zach Rounds, Chris Beck, Jarrett Murphy, Eric Huff, all involved right now. And they are so close. Look at the freight trainer cars on the top side into turn number 1 and 2. Oh, Eric Huff into the side of the 25 car, Jarrett Murphy. Huff going to fall back to position 17. Meanwhile, Jordan Casey once again putting the pressure on your race leader, Drew Hopkins, in the 157 car as well. I was actually going to pick Drew, and I thought, you know what, I haven't really seen too much of Drew, so I opted to go with Literal. J.D. Brown once again down to the low side, but the slide job from Drew Hopkins and J.D. Brown's slider on Jordan Casey. Jordan Casey goes from 2nd to position 4. He may get shuffled back to position 5 if Darren Little is to get a run on the inside down the back straightaway.
And there's 10 laps down, 20 to go.
1/3 of the race distance is complete. Your leader, Hayden Cardwell, he looks so smooth out in front right now, but we're going to keep an eye on Drew Hopkins because he has certainly been one of the faster cars over the past couple of laps, and he has certainly got every chance and every possibility at catching up and trying to put pressure on your race leader. Meanwhile, JD Brown holds on to position 3 as he's starting to feel the pressure from Jordan Casey. I noticed Jordan Casey gets his car a lot more sideways than what the other drivers do in 1 and 2, so keep an eye on that throughout the rest of the night.
You know, he's trying to make up his mistake when he hit the wall, the back straightaway, but we got caution on the speedway.
We got a car upside down. Jason Minot in the number 14 car. Take a look here at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. Jason Minot for the second time this evening involved in an incident. It's down the back straightaway. So we take a look at your Wicked Cushion instant replay. I believe him and Dustin Hall may have had a coming together. Let's see what happens here down the back straightaway. Yeah, they do. Dustin Hall just got to the side of Minot. And Minot, when you see the car turn hard right into the wall, generally never ends well for a UMP modified going head on to a wall barrier. He ends up upside down. Unfortunately for Joshua Johnson as well, he got somewhat of a piece of that action as well. But second time, Stephen, the caution flag flies.
It does. I mean, it's like a hornet's nest. They're just ready to sting to the front. I mean, they're just going. But it's 12 laps down right now. 12 laps.
All right. So big thanks to Trevor Brownlee, the man behind, the brains behind this Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series here at the Volusia Speedway Park. Your lights are out on your iRacing.com official paint track. We hope you're enjoying the coverage here of the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series live from the Volusia Speedway Park, of course. Big thanks to TeamVLR.com as we are live on their Facebook page and live on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page, YouTube, and Twitch. Agent, thank you very much for the follow. That's about to come through. Of course, everybody, thank you for the likes and follows on both TeamVLR.com and also the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook pages. I believe I had a subscriber on YouTube as well. I'll get to that later on. But the green flag, once again, going to fly here in tonight's main event. Hayden Cardwell, Drew Hopkins sit position 1 and 2 at the moment. Jordan Casey sits third, but he's got pressure from JD Brown on the inside. They restarted in the second row. And here comes Chris Beck in the 2C car. Made his way to position 5. Darren Little has fallen back to position number 6. Top 3, top 4, in fact, run nose to tail on the top side of the racetrack. And while JD Brown still trying to make it work on the bottom, Stephen.
Yes, he's been very dedicated, you know, but Jordan Casey trying to make up for that mistake, trying to get back up there. And you look at Drew Hopkins doing a very fantastic job running second as he's not letting Hayden Cardwell just run away right now.
No, he's certainly keeping a close eye on that number 7 machine. And we certainly got him in striking distance. He's a couple of car lengths away. And of course, to throw a big slider on, he's going to have to catch him. Jordan Casey, there's a big slider into turn number 1 and 2 on Chris Beck in the 2C car. Chris Beck now up to position 4. JD Brown back to position number 5. So your pick rides in 5th. Mine rides in the 6th spot at the moment. Well, Drew Hopkins, a very, very big sleeper in this field at the moment. Like I said, I haven't seen too much of him. But from what I've seen so far in this main event, there's every chance that he's got the ability here to pick up a win in the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series.
That's right, and they're fixing to complete lap 17. I mean, this race is going pretty quick. But, you know, as you look at the back, there's action off going on the back 2 wide, even sometimes 3 wide, exiting. As Dustin Hall still bringing the rear, but trying to figure out a way to get around and move back up front.
Yeah, looking at the 27 car of Zach Rounds. He was in a battle with the number 2 car of Troy Dow. And then, of course, behind them, Jarrett Murphy, Greg Perkins as well. They were stuck in a heated battle. As we keep an eye on Zach Rounds, again, he was up to about the 5th or 6th spot. Now he's fallen back to position 8. Maybe those restarts hurting that number 27 machine. Back up towards the front. No change. Hayden Cardwell, Drew Hopkins, and Jordan Casey. I'll tell you what, looking at the lap times right now, the last lap, Jordan Casey was a 10th quicker than Hayden Cardwell and Drew Hopkins. Interesting to see what kind of lap times these guys do right now. And that 10th that he just picked up on 2 laps ago, he just lost on the last lap. So Jordan Casey right now having a bit of an up and down time when it comes to lap times.
And, you know, Hayden Cardwell has 10 laps to go to do the sweep.
Yeah, looking to show these guys a clean broomstick right now and just sweep the competition away here at the Volusia Speedway Park. He's looking at about 8 laps to go right now. Right on the top side, as is Drew Hopkins. Jordan Casey rides in third. Chris Beck trying to put the pressure on JD Brown in turns 3 and 4. And there is your battle for fourth right now. But Drew Hopkins running a slider line through turn number 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Jordan Casey, he was on the top side and committed to the outside line.
He is, and you can see he's hitting the bumps going into turn 3. And it looks like he upset his car just a tad bit. But, I mean, he is dedicated to that high side trying to make something work.
Must
But
be.
you see Chris Beck dropping to the bottom with JD Brown.
Yeah, Beck trying to do something different in turn number 1 and 2. Keep an eye on the cars as they go down the front straightaway just before they get into 1 and 2. You can see and you can hear the cars bouncing right now. It must be a little difficult right now. As meanwhile, Brown went right through the middle of turn number 1 and 2. Chris Beck almost got to his outside on the exit of turn 2, but now Beck going to dive down low, look for the slide job on JD Brown. He does. JD Brown. I don't think Chris Beck was all that clear. It was just a case of JD Brown seen it coming and he had to stab the brake. And meanwhile, here comes the number 2 car of Troy Dow up on the inside on Darren Little. And following Troy Dow is the 27, the Elite 7 of Zach Rounds.
And we got 4 laps to go. 4 laps. As you can see, Drew Hopkins seems like he can start to catch up a little bit to the back of Hayden Cardwell. This could be a battle to the finish.
Yes,
3 laps to go.
Yes, this could be an absolute belter of a finish coming up, but it looks like Hayden Cardwell has almost done enough. He's almost got one hand on that checkered flag. He needs a second hand, but he needs to keep that car nice and straight right now. 2 laps to go for the D1RT number 7 car of Hayden Cardwell. He is 1 mile away from sweeping the night here in the Schaeffer Oil Modified Touring Series. Drew Hopkins has put up a valiant effort, I must say, in the 157. Started on the outside of the second row, started position 4. Got the second, got by Jordan Casey. The white flag is out as here goes Drew Hopkins down to the low side. Slides up to the top on the exit of turn number 2. I don't think he's going to have enough time. Into 3 and 4 for the final time, ladies and gentlemen. Hayden Cardwell down to the low side. A little bit of a mistake and the car checks up. Oh my God, that was close. Maybe too close for comfort. And Hayden Cardwell gets the job done.
That was a battle to the end, let me tell you.
Well, let's take a look at your JR Productions and Media unofficial results. In fact, I don't think it's going to work because the yellow flag has been thrown, but we know Hayden Cardwell got the job done here at the Volusia Speedway Park. So we'll see if we can chat with our podium here. Of course, I believe that was Hayden Cardwell, Drew Hopkins, and Jordan Casey. So we'll see if we can have a quick chat with those 3 drivers. So we are going to go down to Victory Lane here in just a moment. We've got 2 of them. We await our 3rd place, but let's go down to the front stretch on the podium and let's chat with your winner here tonight in car number 7 of Hayden Cardwell. Hayden, congratulations. It was a clean sweep tonight, fastest in practice, fastest in qualifying. You didn't see a car in front of you all night. Must be pleasing to get the job done here tonight and come away with a victory.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. I thought we was going to throw it away right there at the end. Just decided to go to the bottom just to protect a little bit and end up killing the inside wall a couple of times, but was able to bring home, I think, 2 wins in this World Qualifying Series.
Showed some car speed from the get-go here tonight. What was so key and what was so critical in having this car locked down no matter where you went? It almost just looked like that it was on a rail.
Oh yeah, I just had to make sure I was hitting the marks every lap. Just trying not to watch that mirror and just keep a consistent wheel and making sure I'm staying consistent and stuff. And we was able to do that. And pretty much track was actually really racy tonight. It was getting rough there in the straightaways. I had to adjust the driving a little bit, but all in all, it was a good race, good track and everything.
Now, I think the last time that I covered the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series, I believe you were one of the drivers involved in a finish that ended with a difference between a 6/1000th of a second at Limeland. A little bit different tonight, but almost a case of it could have been almost the same as you made a mistake in 3 and 4 on the final lap. Just obviously going down there just to protect that liner and protect that slider that might have been coming from Drew.
Oh yeah, for sure. I really don't know what I did. I should just stay at the top. I had a big enough lead where he really wouldn't have been able to do anything unless he would have wrecked me. But yeah, that Limeland race was a good race. I remember that race with Jordan, and I'm glad that us three are able to make it into the regular series, and hopefully we can put on a show there.
All right, well done on the win here in the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series at the Volusia Speedway Park. Good job on sweeping the night here and dusting the way a competition. Before we let you get out of here, sponsors, shout out to all the good stuff. Who makes it happen for you?
Oh yeah, just everybody at DNRT for the help. Can't think of Trevor Brownlee for putting this series on, VLR for helping this still go on like always, and Brett and anybody else that helps with the broadcast. Can't thank y'all enough.
All right, there we go. Hayden Carver, they're home in first place here tonight. We'll throw it down to Stephen McMillan, who chats with our second place finisher here tonight, the 157 car of Drew Hopkins.
Congratulations, Drew, on your second place. You had one hell of a show. Tell us how your car was.
Yeah, the car felt pretty good. I found a line up high, and I knew I tried to run the same line Hayden was running. I should have stayed high there in the last turn, 3 and 4.
Was the track getting bumpy?
Yeah, down the front stretch, there was quite a few bumps. It would kind of upset your car and send you into the wall a little bit, but all in all, it was pretty good.
Well, you were definitely, once you got up there to them after a couple of restarts, I mean, you were trying to hang on to get it. I mean, it was one of those things where that last lap, whew, what did you think about that?
Yeah, I'm still mad about that. I still should have stayed high, but that's a good run for me in this series, and I just ready to come back for the Pro Series and just hopefully I can run good in that.
Well, congratulations. And who would you like to thank tonight?
I just like to thank Rock Motorsports, CNC Racing Designs, and just all the guys over here at DLR and you guys for broadcasting.
Well, congratulations, Drew, on your second place finish. Back to you, Brett.
Yeah, there we go. Drew Hopkins, they're home in second place. We'll go down and chat with the driver that comes home in third place here tonight in the number 442 or the 42 on the side of that car. Jordan, third place run here tonight. You start on the outside of the front row. You hung on for second for a little bit, but a late restart, a couple of restarts there, sort of a little bit of a disadvantage, and I guess you had to settle for third here tonight.
Thought I was good enough to hang on to second, and then I tried pushing it on Hayden there. Got into his left front, and then I had to let him go back by because it was pretty dirty. So that kind of ruined me from there, though. And he got by me a little bit later than I expected, and all them guys were right behind me again.
What do you think was? What could you have done differently in that main event, other than sort of getting into the back of Hayden now? Any setup changes that looking back at it now that you might have made that car a little bit faster or dry? What could you have done differently, just in general, to to maybe be up 1 or 2 more steps on the podium?
It's fixed setup, so everybody's on the same stuff. It's basically just driver, and as you can see, I'm not much of one, I guess. But it was a good race. Congrats to Drew. Congrats to Hayden. Pretty fun.
Well, third place here in the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series at Volusia. Well done on rounding up the bottom step of the podium. It's still a podium nonetheless. Any sponsors, shout-outs? Who makes it happen for you? Who makes the wheels turn?
Everybody at Swindell Speed Lab. Everybody that works on setups and helps out. And pretty cool that we joined up with them. Z6 Motorsports went over there, so be good come the future time.
All right, well done on third place, Jordan.
Thanks, man. Thank you guys for broadcasting. Steven, Trevor for putting on the series. You guys have a good one.
All right, there we go, Stephen. That was Jordan Casey home in third place. So to recap your podium, Hayden Cardwell gets the win from Drew Hopkins, and Jordan Casey comes home in third place. Stephen, again, thank you very much for joining me in the booth here this evening. Again, what did you make of the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series from the Volusia Speedway Park?
I will tell you this race was far from being boring. It was action packed all the way through the field. It was a great race.
Yeah, it certainly was. Well, we thank you for joining us here in the Ultimate Dirt TV booth. We are going to be live again on Ultimate Dirt TV on the Facebook page, YouTube page, and Twitch page at about 10:55 Eastern. We've got the FBN, the Fly By Night Midget Series. I have no idea where we go to, but keep an eye on the Ultimate Dirt TV Facebook page. Of course, don't forget to head over to ultimatedirttv.com. Keep up to date with our schedule. And of course, click on our sponsors tab. Make sure you go and support the people that support us here on a season base. Of course, a big thanks to Wicked Cushion, 19 Designs, World of Thunder iRacing League, Dirt Leagues Australia, JR Productions and Media, and Black Diamond Motorsports. A big thanks to Trevor Brownlee and all the people behind the scenes here at TeamVLR.com for the Schaeffer's Oil Modified Touring Series and allowing Ultimate Dirt TV to cover the action. On behalf of the team at the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV, the management behind the scenes, on behalf of Stephen McMillan, myself, Brett Wheeler, we say good night. We will see you next time, live on Ultimate Dirt TV for your ultimate experience.